distributor here. Now with the Holley EFI kit, you have to actually buy this adapter harness to plug in, to make it plug and play. You could do it elsewise if you wanted to depin and all. But this is how it came. It came in the box. I already opened this once, but it comes with their O-rings. It's got the dual pickup in there for the Hall effect sensor and all that. Steel gear. It came with some engine lube to install it and all, but we're going to go through the directions here and install it, because apparently there is some kind of, I guess, LED or something, see, that you have to line the marks up with, but it's still got to be on TDC, top dead center, cylinder 1, to go through, and they gave us a little instructions here, so we'll go through and we'll pull the old one out and, I don't know, see what we can break in this setup. Anyway, so this is cylinder number 1. For those of you that don't know that, I'll try to show you here, is cylinder number 1 is always the cylinder that is farthest forward. You see how this valve covers back a little ways. This one is actually further forward. So that one is cylinder number 1. That is always cylinder number 1. It's the driver's side on most engines. Now, what we're going to do is I'm going to hand crank the engine over by the crank bolt down there until I feel air start to push out of the cylinder number 1 spark plug hole. It's going to require me to pull the plug out, and then I'm actually going to pull off all my spark plugs as well. Now I could do this by cranking the engine over to make it a little faster, as you know, so I don't have to crank it, you know, the whole 360 degrees and all that. But I have the fuel system half hooked up and half disconnected, so I don't feel like doing that right now. But I'm going to crank it over until I feel air start to push out of cylinder number 1. That'll pretty much ensure me at that point I can look down at my balancer to tell when I'm at top dead center cylinder 1 by the mark on it. This engine has been gone through and timed for the sake of basically the cam and crank are directly at top dead center. It's been gone through and checked over, and it's, you know, it's freshly rebuilt. It only has a couple, you know, 1,000 miles on it and all. So that'll tell me exactly where I'm at as far as that. Then I will go ahead and pull out the distributor and show you guys how to do that, and line that up to put the new one in, and we will go from there. So here's my old distributor removed. This video is going to be a little out of order and kind of, it should make sense, but not how I wanted it to, because the other part of the video had gotten corrupted somehow. So here's my old distributor, as you can see, steel gear and all. This is actually missing an O-ring. On the new one I had to install both of these O-rings here in these spots, and then there's your gasket up there. My new one is in, as you can see back there. Now to install these, I was going to go through and show this a little bit better, but actually to install these, I went through, set up my timing mark for top dead center. Where this pointer actually is right here is going to determine your cylinder. So obviously this is the front, you know, it has your numbers and the gears in the back. It was kind of sort of like this. But anyway, so this gear being as this pointer here pointing towards your number 1 cylinder. Now you kind of have to finagle this in there to get your rotor to be pointing towards number 1 cylinder and to get it to slide into place, because you have the gear down here where there's like a screwdriver flathead looking thing actually has to go into the oil pickup. So you have to, or the oil pump I should say. So you actually have to kind of maneuver this around to get it in there. But that's kind of it for that video. Sorry I couldn't really go through and give you a better, you know, explaining how to do it, but there's the new one in there. That one has LED lights on it, so I have to go through once I get the rest of the kit and fully make sure it's lined up. But as of right now, this engine would run. It is set for 50 degrees before top dead center, where that distributor is currently at. So, thank you.